Alright, let's review the blocking stage of the first exercise of mechanics. Let's play it for a while. Alright, this is a type of situation where a person is walking through the maze, a type of trap, and is trying to save himself from some spikes. That was the story that student came out with. And this is the stage where we have put down the first blocking, the poses, after studying our video references, and we are just trying to fine tune it. Okay, so let's see what comes out if we have a look at it. Okay, to start with, first of all, what we see is there is slight lack of weight in the two jumps. If we just have the first look at the animation, these are the two prime things that a viewer is going to pinpoint, that there is slight floatiness in the jumps. We are going to discuss that, and let's proceed it frame by frame. Let's analyze it frame by frame. Okay, all right, we will be putting more attention on the left. I'll keep referring to the front also wherever needed. So let's observe the left side of the poses. Okay, this particular pose seems slightly awkward. Maybe it looks like that it's not trying to put himself in front, it's trying to raise in that position only. So the way it has raised its leg, this it's slightly awkward. Maybe it can be slightly ahead or something. Maybe the weight has raised leg can be made slightly subtle or something like that. We'll have to see what to do about it, but this particular pose is slightly off the track. Similar thing I find in this, both the up poses, we find that I can see here something going on. Maybe this planning is on. You can see the left knee is moving or something is happening here. Again, if you see, this pose is slightly awkward. What's happening is the pelvis is not moving forward, not moving forward. It's as if held back, and the leg has gone up as if it's a march past kind of thing. So it should have proportionately gone ahead. This should have gone ahead, and maybe the leg might have been raised slightly less. You can check what to do with this pose. Okay, now in this pose, the way this part of the hip has come back, see, it is coming back. I'm not sure if it should come or not. Slightly off, because in the very next pose it's again going in front. So why for just one pose it came back and then it's going ahead, right? Now we are coming to the jump. The first thing is I see from the left side, if we see it, I mean from the side view, if we see it, if I play it, it seems like that the fall when it's making the jump is not on the track. That means it's slightly going off the track. which we call arc tracking or and everything, that we have to we use transparency for that. We have to track that it's going on a path or not. So it looks like that it's slightly going like this. So it has to be exactly on the path. When it is airborne, it's going up and going down, it has to be on a path. And for that you can use arc trackers, and even our transparency, traditional transparency, you just put it on the monitor, use a simple sketch pen or a whiteboard marker, and you try to track that is the body pelvis going on a particular path or not, right? Okay. Other thing is, in this fall there's not much of weight, as we discussed earlier also. Even if we are following our video reference exactly, if in classical animation, if we roto or trace our video reference, our animation will look weightless, because in this language we have to say it slightly more loud to make it audible. So if it's exact tracing, it will look floaty and one will not get convinced that it is something carrying weight. So that is why this principle of exaggeration came in. So we have to say the thing slightly louder. So in this thing, we should increase the anticipation and then maybe increase the height, and then when it touches the ground, increase the cushion. Let it squash. Squash doesn't mean just squashing the body. Our mechanism, our knees and everything create that squash effect. So here there is less of that effect. You just play it and see. See, although you might be following your video reference very accurately, but this is a different language. This is animated language. So you have to add a little bit of exaggeration to it to make it believable. So it's not believable just by tracing the videos. You just try that. You just increase overall. I think you, in the last reviews I told you, and you increase to some extent, but now increase it still further. Don't worry about it. Exaggeration is something that came. Every artist was very scared of. Even Walt Disney had to push people that do it more. They were scared. No, it'll look bad. He said no, make it bad. Then they tried to make it bad. It started looking good. So it's something like that. Exaggeration is a very different kind of language. So do it more, squash it, then let it jump, maybe slightly higher. Then okay, it touches here, and then let it come down. And in these small jumps, add more of up and down. Just increase the distance between the extremes, so that you have that feel of stepping and the feel of that weight. These small steps, if I play it, maybe okay, it was trying to settle itself. We can design it slightly. Let's create a rhythm that okay, it jumped, it landed. When it landed, it squashed and the overall height became quite low. And then while taking steps, it is trying to come to its neutral position. So while taking steps, you create a rhythm, something like this. See, if it was here, it came from here to here. Okay. Now you want to make it come to its neutral pose. So what you do, it goes down, then come up, then down, then come up, then down, then up. Something like that. Tick, tick, tick. So there is a rhythm in which it stands up. So it first takes that weight, then slowly with the steps it comes to its neutral position, right? So here there is no rhythm, it becomes boring. So it's not just copying our reality, let's design it slightly for entertainment. So if we just put it in this way that it's taking its weight, getting low, and then slowly coming back to its height. Alright, then this is your final jump. It's better than before. This jump is better than before, no doubt. The only thing I would like to suggest is that when it lands, now you have increased the height, no issue. There is nothing, no cushioning. There is no pose to take that weight, or there is no squash. So I would need this is type of stretch. Maybe at the height, you just uh, fold the legs bit more to give the squash effect, and then again the legs are extending to give the stretch effect. Now we need a squash effect that is going to convince a weight. Now it's looking like very light just because of lack of that squash. Okay, another suggestion I might make is, I'm not sure if while landing you were exactly placing the 2 feet on the ground at the same frame. It's slightly not possible. So I would suggest that you create that offset, that 1 foot you just spot in your video on which frame you placed 1 foot first. That is an extreme. When you place the second foot, that is another extreme. So create an offset. It's placing both the feet at the same time on the floor. It looks like slightly non-realistic. And you may design it a bit more when it's going. How about, when it's going like this, how about doing it the orientation something like this instead of straight? And then when it's shooting up, how about designing in a way that this fold leads? Do another thing. I asked you to freeze one camera. We should always pose for the camera. It's fine that are having front and side view to cross check the mechanics, but we should actually be designing the poses for the camera. So there should be one camera for which we are finalizing the posing. Okay, and front and side we will use to cross check the mechanics. But finally, we are doing it for one camera. So these thing what I'm suggesting right now, it should be ideally done for that camera. What I'm saying is there should be some design, like when it's jumping, one leg is leading, others following. Then when it's coming down, that leg is leading and this is following. There should be some rhythm and design in this fall. All right, let me play it once again to see am I missing something important. Mm, Again, in this jump, we can have. uh, First, let's finalize the camera. I think whatever I have mentioned till now, you do that and just finalize one camera. We can fine tune the rest of the things through that camera. All right, take care.